Hello and welcome to Damn It Vacant. It's Sniffly Alice here with Joe, and we are doing a special episode reviewing the OPW Mutiny that we attended last Saturday.
Last Saturday, that's how you're doing your proper poorly voice. You're not phoning in sick at work. It's fine. You can just use your normal voice now. No one will know.
Sadly, that is my current voice.
I know. I can't pull a hay fever because it's stupidly hot still.
It's really bad at the moment. The amount of people I hear over the last week who've mentioned it.
I don't know whether
really
it's
spiking over the last
It's
week.
like peaks and troughs or whatever. I don't know. I'm not a fucking botanist. But yeah. But before we get into the OPW stuff, I just want a little bit of a shout out to Catch Pro Wrestling. Me and my brother went on Monday for his birthday to their show at the Bread Shed, New Art Riot. And he loved it. He legitimately said, like, in terms of wrestling, it was the best wrestling he'd seen in terms of like wrestling, in terms of like the actual thing, because it's the first show we've been to, so we don't know the story and stuff, but the quality of wrestling, he said, was great. And like he's even a fan of Scott Oberman now, like because he's never seen him actually wrestle. He's only ever seen him come out and be a prick, right? You know what I mean? So but yeah, Scotty Rock versus Vucic was tremendous. Like everything was like 100 miles an hour, but also not. It was just this beautiful, just great thing. The Bread Shed's a nice sized venue as well for it. So like, even if you've stood far away, you still feel close, sort of thing. Because it's
I missed
just
Scotty
nice
Rock.
and tight.
I was thinking about him the other day. Theodore was wearing his shirt. And I was like,
yeah. Well, he's catchweight champion still. Defended it, won. Tremendous match. Chris Ridgway versus Scott Oberman, legitimate fucking up there in terms of like match of the year, indie match of the year contender. Just absolutely. My brother was genuinely mouth agape through a lot of it. Not just because it was all flippy, it's just in terms of the way it was paced and the way it told. I said, like, that's the thing you want, is that story being told in the ring. Like, because we don't know the stories in the ins and out and who's feuding with who and all that stuff, because it's the first show we've been to. But that is the bit that he latched on. It was the fact that I now know what's going on. I said, that's the difficult thing. And they did it really, really well. The 6-man scramble as well. Tremendous stuff. Nice to see Dynamite Lee Dawson back. Whether he has been away, I just haven't seen him in a very long time. And just good scramble. Again, my brother had never seen a proper scramble with people just going hell for leather on stuff. And he was just like, yep, this is for me. Lily Winter, Leah Raven against Hayes and Moxie Malone. Like, a great women's tag match that absolutely kicked fucking ass from start to finish. Like, the whole thing was brilliant. And like, he was so made up. He's like, it's a Monday night, isn't it? And I was like, well, I'm booked tomorrow off. You booked tomorrow off. But he's like, yeah, in future we can't just keep booking Tuesdays off, though, can we? I was like, well, if we leave, it finished at about 20 past 10. If we leave straight away and get a taxi home, it's like, it's not so bad. So we're definitely, he's definitely coming back anyway, because he fucking loved it. He bought he's you know what he's like. But yeah, just so if you can go, they're on a Monday night at the Bread Shed. I don't even know how much to teach, but it's not expensive for the level, the quality that you get. It's a steal, and I don't remember the drinks being that expensive, and it is a little bit sweaty in there because it's but it's good, and it's just a good. It was a really nice vibe. Everyone was into it. So yes, go. And I think they put a lot of their stuff on YouTube for free anyway, so you'll probably hear me and my brother yelling abuse at Scott Oberman. Well, me yelling abuse at him. Only a bit, just booing him. I only told him I hated him once. Anyway, but that's not what we're here for.
When's the next show?
I don't know. I haven't looked. I've just been resting since Monday. But yeah, we'll mention it in the regular show when we get to it, like at some point when the next ones are. But it's just I was genuinely blown away that this was available on a Monday night on my doorstep, pretty much. For not much money, and I had just legitimately had my mind blown by the people that I've seen in other places, but I don't know, it felt different. It felt like everyone had something to prove here, and it was just really, really good. And that's not taking anything away from other promotions. Everyone's doing different things, and I get it. But there's, again, in terms of just quality of wrestling, this is the best thing I've seen in a really, really long time. Probably since the first Catch show we went to after COVID. To be honest,
say that was our first ever indie show.
Yeah.
I just had a look there. Sunday, the 21st of September is the next show at the Bread Shed, 2 till 10:30, and it's called Catch Hostile.
It's the Hoss Fest.
It's a Hoss Fest.
2 till 10 is a Hoss Fest.
It's a real fest, isn't it? Last entry 2:30, so I imagine, it's still a long time.
I'll mention it.
General admission, 16 quid, ringside, 20 quid.
Yeah, but that's for a whole afternoon as well.
Yep.
That's a bargain. If you work that out in pounds per hour, that's
in meat. How much meat you're gonna get
meat
there?
alone. Oh, see, my brother took his meat wagon shirt off, put a Gorgon one on, then Troy Ryan stood behind him, and I was like, oh, he's so fickle. But yes, anyway, that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about what happened on Saturday, just gone. Odyssey Pro Wrestling's Mutiny 2025 in a warm Alhambra.
Yes. Yeah, that was unusual.
We've reached the other time of year where the Alhambra is overwhelmingly warm as opposed to, lose your toes
Freezer.
cold. Yeah. But it was nice. It was good. Good turnout of people as well.
Really good. Really good.
Yeah. Some of them not as cool as the regular people, but
massive shout out to them two guys. Really appreciated that.
The two lads who are in the chippy with us normally, who swap seats so we could all sit together because certain people wouldn't move one seat down. Cheers, lads. I'll get you tea next time I see you or whatever, because you didn't have to, and it was very much appreciated, and we had a tremendous time. And my nephew was nearly killed by a flying man. So
yes, get to that.
A different one this time, different nephew and different man. So we have got form in that area.
Yeah, first show since we're on the show, which obviously the big show that they went to last time. So let's kick into it. Greg Lambert was on commentary, our friends from the Morecambe Wrestling podcast, who I'm sure will have a review out as well. He was meant to be with Silent Matt that I heard, but he was up in commentary, so it was nice for him and Lucy up there. And I was surprised when the opening match was RPD and Rob Drake.
Yeah, for the number one contendership match. Just pointing out that our review will come out a day before theirs because that's the dedication. No. It's all good. It's all good natured. This again, RPD. Oh no, man! Like he's still on the good side, but I don't know. I'm waiting for this other shoe to drop.
Still see darkness.
I don't know. He's still doing the spooky eye. That's what it is.
Wanting to see it.
I think I'm just looking for things. I've like pareidolia of just evil. Now I'm just seeing evil where there is none. On the opposite side of that, Rob Drake is now a full-on bastard man. And he kept, this is the thing. He kept going, "I've got you right here in the palm of my hand." And I thought, has he been watching Dead Man's Shoes a lot recently? Because if he has, that's a reference that no one in Morecambe is going to get apart from me. It's a great film. If you haven't seen it, go and watch it. It's bleak, but it's great. And just number one contenders match. RPD really wanted this. Rob Drake really, both of them had something to prove. That was the thing.
We had a little cheeky sling blade for the lads from RPD.
We did. They made me. I got a little bit excited at that. Love a sling blade. It's my Spanish fly. But no, it felt very much like Rob Drake was in charge for a lot of the earlier on stuff. There was some incredibly grotty hands in mouth incidents, which I was not a big fan of.
Yeah, and then the Lana stuff was didn't expect that, but I liked. Wasn't a good night for Lana Austin, but we'll get to that later on.
So yeah, like Drake goes to get a chair out, and like the referee's like, no. Well, ref was down at this point, wasn't he? Has the ref not got bumped?
Yes, we had a ref. We had a ref bump.
Yeah, and Drake took a chair out to try and beat him, and Lana Austin comes out and it's like, no, we don't. This is not us. This is not what we do. And I'm like, everywhere else you would have done it. It's only because it's Morecambe and you're good in Morecambe. And I don't understand it still. I can't not see it. And through accident or on thingy, he ends up knocking Lana to the Rob Drake ends up knocking Lana to the floor. Just to fully cement him being a bastard man. He went for a spear and RPD Superman punches him.
He had a moment of hesitation, of regret of what he'd done to Lana, but he quickly forgot about that and turned around to do the spear. But that allowed RPD to recover and a genuine Superman punch out of nowhere.
Yeah, and he takes the three, and Rob Drake's genuinely shocked by it, as you would be, but Lana left on her own. Well, Lana left with medical staff. And Rob was left all alone. And I was like, is this going to drive him further into hatred of everything in Morecambe? It's taking everything away from him. But we now have RPD as the number one contender for the OPW title, which will either be Decker or Alton Thorne, depending on who wins later on.
Correct. No spoilers.
I mean, just hang about 10 minutes.
Yes, but then we had the Morecambe Bay Championship is obviously a new title. It's been introduced. There's tournaments for it.
I know, but we all love a tournament. Yeah, I got a bit confused because I'm sure he said at the next show there will be the new champion, but there's still one match to go. So, well, there'll still be 3 matches to go, wouldn't there? Really?
Yeah, I didn't hear it as that. I'm sure.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I had people yelling at that, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we'll do both of them, both of the semi-finals. Next one, I don't know. Anyway, that's not what we're here for. Future planning. But yeah, it was meat against meat, brother against brother. Troy Ryan against Anderson Daniels, meat wagon. And again, this was one of those that started off with a very, lots of wrestling style maneuvers and little handshakes and a hug and all that. And I'm like, okay. But as it went on, you could see like the frustration started setting on both of them because they've tagged together for so long that each other. It's like the back of your hand. And how do I beat someone who is essentially my shadow? Like that horrible bit in Zelda, like where you have to fight yourself. Oh,
that's why I wasn't expecting the kind of technical wrestling start.
Oh, they can both go. Yeah.
I know they can. I just wasn't expecting it, and it pleasantly surprised me. But then I was like, well, as you said, they will know each other like the back of their hand. So it absolutely.
You've got to try and bring out something that they're not expecting,
and you've got that little bit of needle of Troy deserting kayfabe Anderson at the last show, losing
their tag titles because he refused to do it because he thought it was beneath him, which is fine. But again, there was moments here where Daniels was on top. And again, a really, really good match because, like you said, not in a horror way, I don't associate Meat Wagon with like mat wrestling, with like technical wrestling. And this was like, yep, well, they can do that as well. Another notch on there.
Dueling crossface reversals and both locking that on at various points.
Yes, there was a lot of arms getting snapped. And it came down to basically, I want to say who wanted it more because there were some very, very close pins. There was like a 2.99 that had me, but the end result is Troy Ryan, putting his feet on the ropes for that extra bit of leverage for the pin, and referee doesn't see it. It's all legal. There is no VAR in wrestling because if we start doing that
was
the whole edifice of wrestling falls apart. People, if we start looking back at things that have happened, none of it makes sense, does it? Like the whole premise of it is distractions and nonsense. And if we start going, there's none of that because we're going to stop it, then it's just Olympic Greco-Roman wrestling then, which is fine, but there's not as much pyro, is there? Right? So keep VAR out of wrestling because I've seen it used twice in wrestling and both times it has annoyed the living piss out of me because it's stupid. It doesn't make sense.
I was annoyed of all the videos and everything that I'd take. The one time I didn't get footage was when Anderson directly came to me. Part of the show was like, have you got the video? And I was like, yeah. Oh, no, I don't.
Not that. Recording. No. I mean, there's nothing you can do. Referee's called it. You can't restart the match. It's been done.
No. Troy was giving him the look and pointing to the head. Just
gotta be clever, yeah. You gotta, not break the rules, but bend them, I would say. And again, I don't think this is the end of this. And I don't want to see Meat Wagon split up because I really love them together as a big unit, two big lads. I also thought if they ever do split up, they could be reform as the Henchmen. And I was dead proud of myself until I looked it up and was like, that's a shit name, Joe. I'm like, why do you do these things to yourself? But yeah, it was, again, just a first of the Morecambe Bay, which I'm assuming is going to be the, I don't want to say mid-card title, but you know what I mean? Like your IC title, yeah. And Troy Ryan through to the next round of it.
Who do you think, assuming that they are eventually going to turn on each other with the stories being planted? Who turns? Because I think there's grounds for both.
I've seen Troy Ryan as a bastard man in other places, and he's very good at it. As just like because he's so big and like can do big power men moves. It just comes across. I mean, they both can. To be fair, I've just never seen Daniels do that, whereas I've seen Troy Ryan do it. So that's who I would go with. But they both have. I mean, the good old switcheroo would be Daniels turning on him.
That's where I'm going. That's where I'm going now. I think Troy's the obvious one, and that's what they're setting up. But
it's good though,
given how Anderson reacted, it's like, is he going to reach a breaking point and just absolutely snap? And then you've got the justified, heel,
Yeah.
which is always
for
me one of the better heels.
Yes, when you're doing it for the wrong things for the right reasons. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Again, but either way would make sense, and either way would be good.
Again, Troy's justified as well in terms of not being happy with that fatal four, that free for all match where they lost the title. Like, he's justified to think that was not fair. So
again, it's
all very good.
All makes sense, all with justification and reasons.
It does. It's like it's thought out.
It is, isn't it?
Then in the mutiny match to close the first half, Theodore loves these matches. Theodore actually said this was his favourite OPW show. And I think this match was a big part of it because he just loves the carnage and the chaos. He reminded me that this was, and I'd forgot that this was the match last year when RPD lost his title. And
he turned him in, and I was like, well remembered, young man, because I'm terrible with stuff like that. Yeah, OPW tend to do, like, they do carnage stuff really well for a family-friendly show. There's a lot of very on-the-knuckle stuff. Like, it's no worse than what they see on TV, is it? Or in Call of Duty or other things that old men don't understand. But yeah, so the mutiny match was at the last show. Lance Rivera, who wasn't in Italy, appeared and super kicked Brian Edinson so hard his tongue stopped working briefly. And so it was set up as a 2 versus 2. I think it was going to be Critchy and Lance Rivera against Brian Edinson and Ethan Edwards. As Brian Edinson is Ethan's guidance counselor / anger management. I couldn't think of the word. And then it escalated into, I believe, a 3 versus 3, and they were like, well, we'll just do 4 versus 4 in it. So the viral connection, number one, Morecambe tag champs in the space of 4 shows have locked this in. And yeah. I mean, fair play to them. Like, they're really good as well. Like, I love it.
They understand the assignment.
Yes. Very well. I love a good tag team that's got tag team maneuvers. Like, you know what I mean? So Brian Edinson, Ethan Edwards, viral connection against FTM, which is Critchy and Tom McCall, Lance Rivera, and Nightmare's least favourite wrestler, Sunam.
Who delivered some murder suplexes upon his arrival.
Again, in the 3 shows I've seen him in, big, huge fan of this man, because he's an absolute giant boy as well. I want one of them shirts as well, if you're listening. I'll pay, obviously. I'm not a monster. But yeah, and it was a kind of, I don't think I've seen this type of match before as well, where it's 1 versus 1, and then every like 90 seconds. So it's kind of war gamesy, but without the cage aspect, basically.
It didn't start until the end.
It didn't start until everyone was in the ring as well. And Lance Rivera's team had the advantage of the one man up advantage all the way through it. But God bless them. Omega Luke was out first. It was against Lance, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was pretty even Stevens, but then Critchy comes out and it's 2 against 1. You can't really do much in that situation. So Ethan comes out. Ethan's doing his best as well. And you're always
he clears out at the start when he comes.
He did clear. He comes in, clears out. But again, you got 90 seconds, and then the next person's out. So you've not got that much time to do, which has made it very, very good, very exciting. In the think of you've got to get all your stuff in 90 seconds, otherwise someone's chasing you.
DBJ did that very well when he came out. He was on fire when he came out, and then we got a synchronous, like a Mexican wave, but of suplexes.
Yeah, it was good. That I don't think I've seen that before. I've seen synchronized ones, but I've never seen it in a fan, and I don't know whether it was intentional, but it was cool as fuck. Right, and then there was a moment in this match, right, and I'm going to talk about it because me being a big Bernard Wright on, Sunam's clearly Indian, right? Or Asian at least, right? I'm not sure where he's from, and this isn't my, fight to fight. But calling someone a Timu anything is fucking lazy, right? Get more creative with your chants, right? I sit for hours crafting stuff like, boo, you big rubbish, and stuff like that, right? That's dedication to the cause. Just go it. But the thing is, Jacob Fatu is fucking Polynesian, right? So it's not even the same bit of the world. It's a completely different thing. And I don't know, it's not my place to say that that's fucking racist, but that's fucking racist. Calling someone who's a different skin colour something else is fucking wrong, people. Like, it's 2025, we should not be doing this. I shouldn't be having to explain to grown people that calling people because of the colour of their skin something else is fucking wrong. Give your heads a fucking check, people, right? Because it clearly upset him.
Yeah, that was the thing. Yeah,
that was the thing. Like, you can shake off a lot of stuff, calling someone a rubbish head and stuff. That's fine. Even going, but he looked visibly upset by it, and I think FTM turned around and were like, "This, yeah, don't do that." Like, and it fucking annoyed me because we shouldn't be having to do this, right? It fucking baffled me that I was like, "Is this legitimately happening?" That I mean, you know how I hate the Timu anything thing because it's just bollocks. But like, you could have fucking Timu Kali would have at least been remotely more accurate, but still shit. So, in summary, don't be a dickhead. It just annoyed me. And ignorant. But no, it clearly upset him. Like, because he did a swear at several people, and it's a family-friendly show, and we were told several times, as we seem to be getting told more and more at every show, don't swear because it's a family-friendly show. But he did, and words hurt, and especially in this day and age, like.
I think them same people shouted at Silent Mark, like, "Tell your wrestlers that," and I was thinking, well. I think it was the same people who'd done the chant as well. So
yeah, it was them. Yeah. But again,
just think about what you're saying.
Yeah, like just don't do Timu chants because it's fucking lazy. Be better.
Yeah, I agree.
Aside from that, though, Sunam's fucking tremendous, absolutely killing people left, right, and centre.
Release suplexes.
That was a bit high up on the net. For me, I was a bit like, but he does not know how to put a pasting table up.
They're hard, them. I'm looking at it going, they are flimsy.
And I'm like, he's got hands like fucking like sausages, like the big hands, and he's trying to put up a pasting table, which is a very thin metal strip that's got to go into a hole that's very badly drilled 90% of the time.
I can't do them.
No, and I was like, he's going to be sweaty, he's going to be knacked, right? And I was like, do I try and get up and help? I don't want to get involved, but I know this spot's coming up now, and he managed to.
I think that's where the refs are good as well, because obviously in the mutiny matches you've got ref in the ring, but refs on the outside, so they give a quick check, make sure everything's good.
And then he set this up, and I think it was my
no Slim Jim logo on it.
I know.
Waiting for the Slim Jim table.
Oh man, they could get gizmos on that or something. That'd be.
The gizmo table.
Yeah, put it through the gizmo table. But my nephew turned to me and said he's going to go through that because he set it up. Even he started figuring it out now in his head.
He's got the mechanics.
And I said, like, not necessarily. And he went, like, give me one of them looks. And yeah,
I like the classic 4-on-4 stare down.
Oh, thing, your Civil War moment, yeah.
Brian Aidenson pulling an Eddie Guerrero, much to the confusion of everybody, including Ref Stu, who was like, I don't know, I'm watching it.
My brother turned to me and went, what? And I went, it's a well-defined bit, and this is not the time to use that bit. But Brian Aidenson, master of Brian-jitsu that he is, thinking ahead, mind games, you see. Yeah, in the middle of all this carnage, there was just this one bit, and I was like, this match has got everything. This is beautiful.
You think you couldn't see any more? Out appears Nightmare to...
Yeah, it's just it seems to be, your good guys are getting just bogged down too much. Because again, there was fighting everywhere. They were like in the crowd. I think someone got dragged in at one point. Like Lance Rivera was off just doing Lance Rivera stuff. And Nightmare appears, goes for Sunam, knocks him down near this table. Referee
did the 619 first.
Yes.
And somebody threw a chair at Sonan's head. Obviously a wrestler, not one of us. Yes. And it stuck on his head. And I was like, brilliant. Obviously got it knocked off, 619. And then, he staggers to the table and we have to throw the children out of the way.
Referee comes running over and goes, move, something's going to happen. And I was like, I'm out of the danger zone, but my nephew froze up completely. And the referee's going, move. And I'm like, I have to pick up a child and move him out of the way. And then if you haven't seen the picture, it is on Instagram and stuff of...
It's from the Eyes of the Fan.
Eyes of the Fan, who takes all the ring, tremendous ring photography. It's like a Renaissance painting. It's beautiful. I didn't realize how high he was. Nightmare comes over, drops a flying elbow onto Sunam on this table, but he's a good 12 foot in the air. He's so high, maybe not that high, but I don't know. I'm not good at judging that unless it's in buses, as we've established. I have no idea how distance and length works. But it's just a beautiful, beautiful picture. It really is. It's so good. And drops him through that. Everyone's going mental. It's all kicking off. And then this is where like Lance basically starts shaming Aidenson. Aidenson snaps, which is not very zen, Brian. But beats the piss out of Lance Rivera.
Yeah, the kicks, the strikes. It was good. I loved it.
Knocks him down, gets the 3, leaves him in the ring. Lance is dead in the ring.
Literally.
Yep. So Brian, Ethan, Viral Connection get the win. Viral Connection's bubble gun was broke, and there was much confusion.
That's because Brian Adelson had used it all up and pretending to shoot Sonam. Well, not pretending, he was shooting Sonam.
The bottle thing fell off.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
There was that bit though when he was shooting Sonam.
Oh yeah.
He just turned
with a bubble
around
gun because it's Brian and we love him.
I'm going to murder you now.
Yeah, and he did. But yeah, so your good lads walk off and leave. And FTM and Sunam.
Ethan was hugging Brian Adelson at the end of the match as well. And I was like, nice little touch, because obviously he's been resistant to him being his anger management, and this is kind of the little subtle seed that, okay, he's starting to accept him now.
Well, I'm not 100% sure, but is this Ethan's first win in Odyssey? You see, I don't know whether that's true. I may have imagined that, or I may have got confused between something else Ethan has said to me. But it is something to think about. You know, if you listen to your sensei, bow to your sensei. You'll see results. Maybe. And then we get the interval. Lance Rivera's still dead in the ring. I've gone off to have a wee, get a hot dog, come back, and he's still there. And now the referees are trying to pin him for the lols. Which they didn't get, unfortunately, but it was good. It was a good bit. It's very similar to when he just sat in the chair in the ring and refused to leave all the way through it. All the way through the interval. It's just, I guess that's Lance Rivera's thing now.
That's what he does.
Yeah, which is fine. It was good.
And the only thing to wake him up was to count to 3.
Yeah, referee tried to pin him for the picture. It was good. It was good, clean fun. Second half. Did it start with the Lana Austin?
And Leah Raven, yeah.
So yeah, it was the women's championship match. Now the last show, Leah Raven fully cemented herself as a bastard lady, should I say? I don't think it really matters. But yeah, against Lana Austin. So this was for the women's championship. Lana comes out, music blazing. Leah Raven comes out straight away, just blindsides her.
Brutal beatdown.
And proceeds to just put the hurt on her for what, 5-10 minutes?
Yeah. Submissions, got referees, silent mark in the ring. Again.
Yeah, referees coming in, it's managed to split them up. Lana's cannot continue. I think my nephew.
The power of the Venga boys didn't work.
Well, my nephew turned to me and was like, "Is it not going to start then?" I was like, "She can't physically start. Like, they'll, if you occasionally get like a beat down at the start, well, are you okay to go? Yeah, but it was brutal, and it fully locking in Leah as a baddie now, to prove her point, I guess. There was a really, I don't know if you noticed, it was a really cool thing that Leah did as she left the ring. She spider climbed out of the ring backwards while still locking eyes at Lana.
I love that, yeah.
That was good. I liked that. But yeah, and I guess that's Lana out for a bit, because again, that arm got pulled on Summit Chronic. So, who's next in line to take that crown, really?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the heel run. Then transition back to the Morecambe Bay Championship. We had one of our new favourites, Mickey Barnes, against a Morecambe favourite of Alexander Gray, who always gets the crowd going.
He's a good lad, yeah.
He's good. He hypes the crowd, superb wrestler, and yeah, he helped get the crowd going with the Vicky Pollard chants, which got in their heads for a little while.
And again, having to explain that to a 10-year-old who's never seen it, quite justifiable, because Britain's dog shit. But yeah, should have been Wayne a slob.
Shut up, she's my main squeeze.
Yeah, that's how she's referred to in the intros. Yeah. But again, Mickey Barnes is great because it's just proper good old school healing, like just being a proper bruiser. And Alexander Gray's tremendous in like I said, in just G'ing people up and getting them behind him. But it's that thing. It's like, how would you take Mickey Barnes down?
Bionic elbow. Pop that out for us.
Bionic elbow, which popped me big. And I'm like, you got to go, like in classic wrestling, you've got to go for the legs, haven't you? Take him off his feet, he's got nothing. But even that doesn't work with Mickey Barnes because he's
just sat on you.
he's just a wall of man. Yeah. And it's hard to take that down. I mean, Gray was getting smashed in, wasn't he? Really, like he was doing the best he can. I was like, use your bionic chin, but no. The brawl to the outside. Alexander Gray rolls in, count him. Referee
throws him to the pole, doesn't he? Reverses and throws him, so he bashes his head on the pole, gathering himself. I think about 7 or 8, he starts to get in the ring.
But can't. And it took me a second. I looked down, and his hand's grabbing his foot. And I'm like, oh, Doink the Clown's here. No. The referee, gets to 10. Alexander Gray wins by count out. Perfectly legal. We don't see a lot of them, to be honest, so it was nice. And Nate Reese, in his little hoodie, rolls out, and he's like, yeah, told you. And then scatters. Like, he told you, Mickey. He told you, you haven't seen the last of him. But now Mickey Barnes is furious, and Nate Reese has got nowhere left to go.
No. And Kirsty slapped him as well.
Well, yeah, again, a bit more. More thing. See, I'm hoping.
A good night for couples.
No, really wasn't. See, I'm hoping that Nate has been building a kind of Hulkbuster armor. Or like the loader from Aliens, like get away from him, you bet. Yeah. Because that's the only way I can see it, because it's just physics. But yeah, so Mickey Barnes is now. So Alexander Gray's through, Mickey Barnes is out, and again Nate Reese is a marked man, shall I say? Because I wouldn't want to be on that side.
Yeah, love the guts of it, and got a good pop as well when he was dragged out.
I'm sad that he's not in the tournament.
Morecambe Bay Championship.
Yeah, because I love Nate Reese. Like, I think he's great.
Yeah,
I've seen him in loads of places, and I've said it before. He's always one of the people that puts in like 110%. It's just an absolute workhorse of a boy, and yeah, and I think he's champion somewhere at the moment. I remember seeing, but I'm not sure where. But it's somewhere I haven't been to yet. So
yeah, and then the final Morecambe Bay Championship match of the night. Joey Hayes sticking around, which is good. Obviously, we got, again, pots of crowd, and it's nice that he's sticking around in OPW. He beat Sheriff Steele.
Yeah, who ever since the new Freak Show disbanded, has kind of been at a loose end. It felt like
did for a little bit.
Like, we've seen him in Rumbles and that, but never really knowing what he was going to do next. And this was great, because I'm fairly sure these two must have wrestled each other countless times before. Yeah, and again, it was just that good thing of knowing each other really well and what you can do. And again, Joey Hayes is so good at just getting people going. Well, because he's been doing it for years, in the nicest way.
Not aged.
No, but again, this was again in an evening of tremendous matches. This is it's in there as well, because it was all the stuff. Like, Joey Hayes is, I think, having the time of his life with this, because it's not like he's got to do anything. You know what I mean? It's he's just got to go out and do what he does. It doesn't feel like. It was just really nice, really organic, really well flowed together. Joey Hayes wins, and everyone's very, very happy with that. Sheriff Steele's in the ring, despondent, and we get.
I missed this. I went to the toilet and I just heard a noise and I had to run out.
I assumed this was gonna. Well, I hoped and prayed this was gonna happen. I think leader of the health club. I'm not sure whether leader of the health club is true, but from the health club, it is Isaiah Quinn's twin brother, Isaac Wendt, from Aldova, which I think is the country from the Princess Switch, but I may be wrong. And it is in no way Isaiah Quinn with a moustache on, the stick-on moustache. Don't let that fool you, because he showed us a photo, and they're clearly two separate people.
He did.
Yeah, right. What can't speak, can't lie, right? Who are you going to believe? Me or your own eyes? Yeah. And he
Kevin
came
Owens
out.
Might have a different thing to say about that.
How can you? Look, they can't both be the same person. I've seen them in the same picture. Think about it. But yeah, he's come out to apologise for his brother Isaiah's terrible behaviour over the past several months, several years actually. Has come to make amends for it, and again, I very much enjoyed that he knelt down and held it. Could you please take my hand and help me up while I ask you this question?
Yeah.
It's proper fucking Marx Brothers, man, and it was tremendous stuff. Unfortunately, like, Sheriff Steele walked away, wasn't prepared to listen to what Wendt had to say. But I'm so excited for this, because while I love evil Isaiah Quinn, it's like the good twin, bad twin, and Wendt's clearly the good twin. So I'm excited to see where that goes, to be honest, because yeah, it's just fun. I just made me chuckle so hard with just people getting so angry, going, it's a stick on moustache. I'm going, it's not.
Tear it off.
Tear it off. I was like, that would hurt. Ripping out of the follicles. No, it's clearly a different person. Cowards. My main hope is that they keep it as him forever and never acknowledge it. Like, never, ever, ever. Never have him go, ha, it was me. Because they're not. They're different people. But yeah, I'm so excited to have him
Isaiah, you want to see it on Twitter, Isaiah Quinn quote tweeted that. And he's like, what the actual heck is going on here? Angry face.
See? But yeah, just a really good match and a fun ending, setting up stuff going forward. So we've got Troy Ryan, Alexander Gray, and Joey Hayes, and one more match, I'm assuming, a semi-final and then a final. We don't know who's in the last one yet. Main event, it's the OPW title. Andre Decker, your champion, against King Freak. Won't mind me calling him that. Alton Thorne. And they as they both come out, basically they goad each other sort of into making this a street fight. So no DQs, no count outs. Basically anything goes. And I'm like, after the mutiny match, we're gonna have to go away to top that, lads. And boy, did we.
Plays off the history too. Obviously, a recap from the last show and Alton Thorne appeared on the TV screen saying the last time in Morecambe many years ago was ended by being hit by
still got a lump in the back of his head. Yes,
chain, Decker bottle.
Yeah,
and they were tag team partners, weren't they? So
and they're in Hellbound, yeah. But and again, straight out the gate, it was okay. Well, there's not much point trying to do wrestling in this because it's Alton Thorne. The man cannot be killed by wrestling alone. You've got to combine it with weaponry. And we got chairs, we got kendo sticks. We got an incredibly grotty bit where Thorne's dragging Decker by his neck with the chain wrapped around it across the floor, which I'm not a fan of. But I don't know. I don't know. It just does something to me. It's like people touching eyes. I just can't deal with it.
Power slamming Decker with a chair on his back so he could land on the chair.
Yeah, that was cool. Not for me. Cool. Not for Decker, but I enjoyed watching it. And it just this they broke kendo sticks. It was just brutal in the best possible way. God bless Decker, because he said, I'm going to be a fighting champion, but you may need to slow down, son, because all of these take their toll. But no, and again, it was lovely to see Alton there. Absolutely great at being a shithouse to people as well. People hated him, and it's the thing. And again, it just cements Decker as your baby face. But I kind of want to see more of Thorne. It's a shame.
It's not the last to see him. Pedigree on the chair ended it. So,
well, yeah. He hit him. I think he hit him with a hangover earlier on, and that wasn't enough. And then he had to double up on it. And I think the chair was the wrong way around, so it was edge up as well. But yeah. Fucking yeah. And at this point, I'm so exhausted because it's just been constant carnage the entire show, basically.
Great.
Thorne leaves, RPD's music hits, RPD comes out, and he says, well, basically, I'm your number one contender now. And he says, bye, and remember, when you were in the spotlight, when you've done questionable things.
You were the first feud? Is that you're the first person I feuded with?
He did, first show we went to, weren't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a nice bit of full circle on that as well. But he kind of says, you've won these people over, you're fighting for them. It's what I did. So, you have my respect as well.
I got hit in the feels a bit at that. I don't know if you clocked it. So when he said that, the crowd then started chanting, "Thank you, Decker." And he seemed genuinely taken aback by it. And he obviously then kind of tapped his chest and his heart and saluted the crowd. It was just lovely. It was like the look of a man on his face, whether it was in character.
There's those moments where the mask slips, though, isn't there? And yeah, I caught that, and I was like, that's because again, it's one of those now. Who are they going to root for? Because you've got two of their favorite number one boys in a match together. It's split the room, innit?
Yeah, they had a bit of a knock the mic out of RPD's hand as they got close up and ended it. Yeah, I like that. It's part of the reason why I like the meat wagon match as well. I thought the crowd didn't know what to do. A bit. It reminded me of that original Marcus and RPD match. They didn't know what to do, and then you've got another example here, and I think some shades of it's not binary.
Shades of grey.
Yeah, is good to throw in at times. And you've obviously got Decker, he's got that dark side that he's had in him. RPD's out there wearing a Punisher t-shirt.
Yeah, no good man has ever worn a Punisher shirt or any Punisher merchandise ever. Just pointing that out. Not saying that it might lead to something, but the amount of US cops that wear Punisher gear, just saying. And we all know all coppers are bastards. So yeah, I don't know. That's just my personal opinion. But yeah, it'd be one of those, and I don't know. Again, is this where these other shoe drops? Is it? I don't know. But again, it's just the nice full circleness of it all. Because even was it the last show where they did the meet and greet, weren't it? The photos. Decker and RPD, and there was that picture of him looking at that belt. So it's always been there. And I genuinely don't know. I kind of want Decker to retain, just because I think he's doing good work with it. I think he's doing tremendous work with it, and I think he's getting absolute banger matches out of it.
Yeah, he is.
Again, for someone that was not in the spotlight, even when he was in the spotlight, if you know what I mean, like in the shadows, not the Rasmus of that, like to him have his moment in the sun now. I don't think it needs to end just yet. I think he's got a lot more left in him.
Oh, yeah, 100%. And if you remember back in December when we did the live pod, and he talked there about his goals of becoming the champion of Morecambe, because he's never done that despite wrestling there for so long. So that's why the thank you Decker chant hit home for me, and obviously did for him. I did, however, turn to Darren at one point, and I was like, they want you to forget who's got the contract.
Oh yeah.
Absence will make you forget things.
I mean, it's only one show. And again, is it?
But I said it to Darren, and he was like, "Oh yeah," he forgot.
Yeah, so... but he's not as skilled as memory as and doesn't know the little. I don't know, because then that would imply that RPD's going to win. It's going to be a brutal match. RPD's going to sneak a win, and then we're going to get a cash in.
Can heist of the century.
He could heist of the century. Yeah, there's options, but I think.
Threat. Bang bang.
Oh, triple threat puts him in danger though, and he's works smarter, not harder, isn't he? You know what I mean? I don't know.
If they're taking each other out, so you get to the point where they took each other out and are both down.
Again, it's one of them. I think that would be too soon, but I don't know. It's a possibility. It's a good possibility, but I just kind of want to see them two knock lumps out of each other, to be honest.
Yeah, they would.
But yeah, that was that.
I really enjoyed the show.
Yeah.
Just to finish on it, the way I described it, I was asked by someone like, "Did you enjoy the show?" And I was like, "Yeah." I said, "Great show, absolutely loved it as always." And I was like, I hope this lands in the way I mean it to. I said it felt like a really, really good television show, or like a go home show to a pay-per-view. And I was like, coming out of War on the Shore, which is like your Mania, your big show. I said this show felt a little bit different, and it was like the chess pieces were being moved back around with your RPD and kind of resetting that, and then you had other little things like your Nate Reese, your Nightmare, adding more meat to the bones of stuff that's already happening, and it felt like a big setup for what's to come next, if that makes sense. And the moment when that really hit me was, well, there was two. There was the Lana Austin attack, because I remember watching that, and obviously we were disappointed in the moment. We went, well, there's not getting the women's match now, we're not getting that match, looking forward to it. But at the same time, I was like, that's a really great TV angle. Like if that happened on a TV show, and then you had a follow-up, like obviously the week after, or a few weeks after. And that's when that went in my mind. And then obviously when RPD came out, and there was the Nate Reese angle, the Lana and Rob angle, I was like, there's a lot of little angles you don't always see that was like, yeah, we're moving the chess pieces around here. Thankfully, the person I said it to understood what I meant.
No, it's one of those things that
it was
like,
honestly
do well. You've only got 6 shows a year. You've got to put everything in those shows, because you can do your promos backstage and stuff to build to it, and you can come on and do interviews and whatnot. But you've got to show the people that are there what's happening. And it's not, you've got to do it all in one go as well, because you haven't got that luxury of a weekly show or one a month or whatever. And it's one thing that you do really, really, really well. It's just setting these, setting up the dominoes. It can't be do constantly, because it would just be a mess. You've got to but even though like it wasn't, War on the Shore, it was still a tremendous show, just in a different way.
suppose best way, but you can't get a war in the show without shows like this.
Yeah. And this was a tremendous. This was like I said. Your lad said it was probably his favourite show he's been to, and he's been to near enough all of them.
Yeah. And on that, I'm very and with that in mind, I'm obviously setting up a massive show for the next one. And I can't make it because I'm at a room festival. So
lack of dedication to the cause.
Which is the other reason I think there could be a cash in, because you missed a cash in last year, so it feels like a karma moment.
We'll see. 26th of the 7th. So you know what? Just over a month away. Stormy Waters. No front row left. Not even us with our sweet press hats with press written on them. Guaranteed us a seat this time. So
no, it's good.
Yeah,
it's good. Selling out.
I mean, they sold out that night, I think. And I think we're just going to buy tickets on the night now instead.
I will point out to anyone, you can buy tickets for all the shows for the year. Just up front, they're all there, so they're an organised bunch.
Never thought of that. Could just do that. But yeah, still some second rows available. General admission. It's like 13 quid for second row and tenner general admission. Like. Yeah. You can't even get 2 drinks in a pub for a tenner now, and you get 4 hours of solid, great entertainment for that. Like, and it's a good vibe. Like I said, it's literally my favorite place in the world at the moment, because it's got to that point now where it just feels like home. Like,
yeah,
it just feels nice being in that building, especially when it's warm.
And the red stripe was back,
and all of it. Yeah, we cleared about of that. But and no, like I said, it's just a lovely, lovely night out. If you can get down to it, get down to it, because Miles from Pencil-In's Discord came down. He said he loved it. He said it's just
that is for show.
There, yeah. He only came to see Alton Thorne, but he was like, yeah, I see why you love it now. And I'm like, good. The only problem was that he had to get an Uber home, which cost him like £1 bajillion, because he refused to stay in the Clarendon because he's scared of ghosts. Possibly, I don't know.
Right. But staying there this weekend.
But also, as well, last show, is it November? Last show of the year, November. We're probably going to be doing the stopover in the Clarendon again. If anyone wants to come and hang out with us, not in a pathetic way, like I'll just drink on my own. But yeah, we're probably going to be booking a hotel and making like a weekend of it again. Might do another live recording.
It is now tradition.
I don't know. We'll see. We paid for that banner, so we're fucking using it. Maybe we can challenge the Morecambe Wrestling Podcast to an actual fight.
Pre-show. Yeah.
We'll win because there's 3 of us. There again, Silent Mark's wily, isn't he? Yeah, he looks like.
Yeah, and John's got no knees.
Ah, shit! Don't tell him the weaknesses. We've no weaknesses unless you put food near me, and then I'll just get distracted. But yeah, also the day after this, Morecambe Wrestling Podcast will drop in their one. Go and listen to that because they'll have their own spin on it. They'll have all the history of it, and because they're involved in the backstage bit of it, you'll get more insight into that side as well. But more in the history and that, because they know all that, and they're good lads. We only joke because we're jealous. But yeah, that's that, isn't it? That's it. Next one.
That is, yeah. Thank you for listening.
Last Saturday next month.
Yes, put the ticket link in.
I think there's 2
My only
more
last request is if anyone is listening to this and knows the Morecambe nightlife and can tell me any places that are open late on a Saturday night, then please drop them in the comments, because I am staying in Morecambe this weekend for someone's birthday. Meant to be going out in Lancaster, but it was proposed. Well, could just stay around Morecambe. I was like, I've been doing some research. I found a pub that's open till 2:30 that does some dodgy karaoke. But if any,
what time's the karaoke at the Clarendon open till?
At midnight. Davy Jones Locker.
Yeah,
Davy Jones Locker with a mystery button in the Clarendon.
Yeah.
But yeah, if anyone knows anywhere, whether it's in Lancaster or Morecambe, please give me a comment and I will take it on board.
Tomorrow night, possibly, I will be playing Date Everything on Twitch, a game where you can date everything. So if that sounds like it must be fun, it might be, it might not be. You can follow me on Twitch at Hallmark of Greatness. It might not happen yet. I've not even installed it, but
can I clarify when you say, because I'm literal, tomorrow, do you mean Thursday or Friday?
Yes, Thursday. Tomorrow, when this will be out this morning, so tonight it'll be. Yes.
Yeah.
If it is. If not, it'll be some point, but just give it a follow. It's a lot.
Alright. Thank you. Hope you enjoyed.
Bye. John choked on a Scotch egg on the way to his own blood.